loss of purchasing power of the dollar, and I'm primarily focusing on the United States and the Federal Reserve note as a whole, digits, whatever kind of form you want, cash, that kind of stuff. And we're talking 401ks, IRAs, everything that is out there that's created by this fiat currency scam, whatever you want to call it. And I'm hard pressed to say economy, but for this, whatever, economy. I'm just trying to get over just the loss of purchasing power. I know I've gone over this many times with videos, not this in particular and these kind of depths, but I just want to keep this out there for people to think about, because what's happening is it was a slow burn for a long, long time. Wasn't even really, it was a simmer and a fizzle, years and years. I mean, we're talking 1913 when it started. It started then to now, where it's like, I've said this before, an ice cube. And it's an ice cube, and then an ice cube in the room temperature, an ice cube in the refrigerator, and then now it's gotten turned on to the ice cube outside. Now it's an ice cube outside in the spring, an ice cube outside in the fall, and an ice cube outside now it's the summer. And now we're talking heat, hot heat, not Canadian summer. We're talking somewhere in the desert, somewhere in Nevada, somewhere in California, Florida, that kind of stuff. Even further south, just this dreaded heat that is making that ice cube or that block or whatever kind of ice we're talking just go away, just melt away, to become nothing, become not an ice cube anymore. And that's what's happening to the purchasing power of the dollar. And with that is how much power you have, how much freedom you have, how many choices you have, how much you can do as a human being to make choices, freedom to choose, freedom to purchase what you want, freedom to save what you want, freedom to be self-served, self-preserved, self-sufficient, just to take care of yourself and your family. That's going away, and that's all part of a plan. I mean, it's been an agenda plan for many, many years. I mean, there's a Club of Rome, then this World Economic Forum thing. Nowadays, recently, prior to that, it was a whole bunch of other stuff with the Rockefellers, with the whole Flexner Report, and prior to that, it was just taking over and getting involved with governments, and not as government is seen or told from government schools, where it's the savior, it's the help, it's what you need to get by, and that kind of stuff. Government as a way to become larger and larger and larger and take away more and more and more from its quote-unquote citizens of the country that is supposedly quote-unquote overseen or in charge of. I say this stuff with a cringe because that is how it's supposed to be looked upon. It's how it's supposed to be had, but it's not how it is. It's nothing more, in my opinion, than legalized theft and legalized, bullying and killing with wars and this kind of stuff. So with that, sorry for the extended intro there. With that, I just want to go over some figures and just get people thinking about, yes, that's really what's happening and where we're at. And we're now to a point where we have to act. No more saying, well, I'll do that tomorrow, or I'll put this off, or I'll think about that, or after I get through school here, get through college here, get my kids through this, or after I get this degree, or after I purchase this item, or after I purchase these items, or get this house, or get married, or have another child, or after this child's born, or whatever you want to call it. There's no more of that. You got to do it now. And I'm not saying jump in full force. I'm saying you got to start working towards this. And what is this? This is saving stuff. I mean, saving yourself, getting yourself in gear, whether it's assets, it's ownership of stuff, it's knowledge of how to do things. It's knowledge of gardening, knowledge of hunting, knowledge of whatever you want to call it, medical, first aid, getting out with your neighbors, get some kind of community, some support community there. Instead of keeping money in the bank, figure out a better way, because there is no worse way, in my opinion, than to put money. There's no worse place to put money than in a bank. I mean, a bank, credit union might be a hair better, but it's the lesser of two evils, really. So, anyways, I want to go over that. So now, I'm just going to go over what can I purchase with one fiat dollar, one fiat currency, one Federal Reserve note. 1913, you could purchase 30 Hershey bars. It's 1913, 30 Hershey bars. 1929, you could purchase 10 rolls of toilet paper. 1933, you could purchase 10 bottles of beer. 1944, you could purchase one school bag. 1953, you could purchase a quart of paint. 1964, you could purchase 2,000 cigarette papers. That's the rolling papers. 1971, you could purchase a rake. 1985, you could purchase 2 boxes of crayons. 2 boxes of crayons, 1985. 1997, you could purchase 4 grapefruits. 2008, you could purchase 2 lemons. In 2020, you could purchase 1 coffee from McDonald's. Now we are in 2022, and there's a little less purchasing power than there was in 2020. That's just how it goes. It dwindles away, and it burns away. So think about that. One single dollar in 1913, you could buy 30 Hershey bars. And today, you can't even buy half of a Hershey bar for $1 for the most part. It just doesn't happen. You can't do it. And so now, those are the numbers. Those are for some figures. I want to go over it with the $100 bill. So a fiat spending $100 bill, what is that worth? So I'm just putting these numbers out here. What is the spending power of the $100 bill? In 1913, it was $100. In 1923, it was $57.89. That wasn't far after 1913. That was 10 years, and there was a little bumps here because of how they rigged the system, did stuff with the Wall Street and the government did all this kind of stuff. So in 1933, it bumped back up. It was up to $76.15. That was the purchasing power of $100 bill. 1943, it was $57.23. In 1953, it was $37.08. In 1963, it was $32.35. 1973, it was $22.30. 1983, it was $9.94. And 1983, that was $9.04, 94 cents. 1993 is $6.85. And in 2003, it was $5.38. 2003, it was $4.25, 4 1/4. And in 2022, this year, $100 bill spending power now has the value of spending power of $3.87 from where it originally was. In 2013, $100 bill, you could purchase $100 worth of goods. To today, 2022, with a $100 bill, you can purchase $3.87 worth of goods. That's not right. And they say inflation's necessary, and they want to hit 2% inflation, and now they want to average 2% inflation, and now it's, where are we at? We're at 9.1% inflation according to the official records, the official numbers. But really, all in all, if you go back to how it was kept before that, prior 60s, 70s, even early 80s, where I think we're at 18% inflation, 18.5%, 19% inflation. According to those numbers, the official numbers they used to keep, which really were skewed too, it didn't tell the full truth. So all in all, everyone knows that's paying attention. Actually, inflation is more like $25, $28, right? 25, 28% is what I mean. Excuse me, I didn't mean dollars. So that's really what inflation is at, 25, 28%. That's what it's at. And everyone knows this, who's getting gas, who's going to the grocery store, buying goods and stuff from the grocery store, who's getting services. Everyone can see this. This is where it's at. Everyone knows this, but their paychecks aren't showing this. Their checkbooks aren't showing this. As far as getting more money or getting more funds from their employment, because that isn't going up. I mean, they call that a stagflation. It's a dragflation or worse. In depression, there is really no other name for it than depression. This is what's happening. This is the beginning of it. You don't televise a war when it's starting to begin, or when it's just beginning, or when it's in the first quarter of it. No one really realizes what's going on. They know it's not right. Things are awry, but no one really knows and focuses on it. And when I say nobody, I don't mean not a single person. Yes, there are people out there paying attention and involved in this and saying this and shouting this as loud as they can. But the majority, the breadth of people, have no idea and are waiting for someone to tell them what's going on. So those are some numbers there. I'm going to go over the Dow Jones value too quickly. So in 1913, it was $64.77. All right. So then 23 it was 94.87, 33 was 84.50, and 43 was 134.92, and 43 it was that was $134.92. And 53 was $275.84. And 63 was $714.69, roughly on average for the full year is what the Dow Jones was at. In 73, it was $924.07. I can just take the cents off here, it doesn't matter. So in 1983, it was $1,190. In 1993, it was $3,524. In 2003, it was $9,006. That's what the average of the Dow Jones was for that year, 2003. And 2013, it was $15,000. Basically, $15,000. It says $15,009 was the average throughout the whole year of 2013. I mean, that's where it closed on. And now, 2022, we're basically at $33,000. I mean, that's where we've been hovering. I think we're above that. We're like $33,200 and some dollars, and it fluctuates day by day, hour by hour, stuff like that. Sometimes minute by minute. So you look at that, and I'm going to go over one other number, the gold value over time, or the same times here. So in 1913, the gold value, according to them, was $88.92 an ounce. All right? So, and then you got 23, it was $21.32. And then in 33, it was $26.33. And 43, it was $33.85. In 53, it was $34.84. In 63, it was $35.09. In 71, it was $40.62. In 81, it was $460. And in 1992, it was $343. In 2002, it was $309. In 2012, it was $1,668. And then this year, it's been averaging roughly around somewhere in the 1,700s. So I think yesterday, as of yesterday, it was $1,718. So why am I saying this? Well, if you think about these numbers and you just compare them and you think about them, the Dow Jones in 1913 was $64, all right? And the gold value in 1913 was $18, almost $19. The fiat spending power in 1913 was $100. And what you could buy in 1913 with one single dollar was 30 Hershey bars. All right, you think about that. That's all way askew of what is going on today. The single dollar bill, you can't even touch that. And with the $100 bill, it still has, $3.87 of spending power. So it still has something left of it, but that's it. It doesn't have $100 of spending power like it did in 1913. So where did it go? Where did all that spending power go? I mean, people have to question these things. They have to think about it. So the gold, we were in 1913, gold was at $18, almost $19 an ounce. All right? And the Dow Jones was at $64. And my $100 bill could buy me $100 worth of items. I had $100 worth of spending power. And with $1 back in 1913, I could buy 30 Hershey bars. Well, and this is the case, if fiat or if dollar bills, if currencies are just a ledger of your labor, that makes sense because you worked for this stuff. Yeah, and people say, well, yeah, but now you're making more than a dollar an hour or more than a dollar every few days, and that's why. Okay, I understand that. Yes, wages are different than they were in 1913, but it's so severe, it's so bad, and it's so wrong because every time they print more or they quantitative ease or they do whatever program they're going to do it, so they create more money nowadays just by press of a button, just more digits, and money, I say that lightly, currency, that loses value. That makes everything else that's out there lose value. So stuff that's in your IRA, stuff that's in your 401ks, stuff that's in your savings accounts, stuff that's in your front pocket, stuff that's in a shoebox in your bedroom or whatever you want to call it, outside, and a piggy bank, wherever it is at, because of that, it has lost value. You did nothing. It wasn't your fault. You didn't make that happen. But because they printed, or they created, or they quantitative eased, the stuff you're holding lost value. That means the labor you put into it to earn it became worth less than it once was. And that's not right. So that is why the rich, and I'm talking the wealthy, the people who have excess money and lots of it, don't hold their money in 401ks. Don't hold their wealth in 401ks or IRAs or anything like that, or Wall Street even, at all. They hold their worth in assets, in stuff that's going to grow, stuff that matters, real stuff that's not going to go away, stuff that's not going to wither away, stuff that's going to hold their value and their worth, stuff they can pass down, I have a legacy for them, pass down for generations if they want, or their children, or their children's children, whatever, that kind of stuff. Stuff so their families can grow, stuff so they have security, stuff so it can't be ripped away from them by a whim because someone decided to print some more, or someone decided to create some more. For whatever reason. It doesn't matter. If it's Ukraine or wherever it is, whatever it is. They make reasons all the time. And the people making the excuses and calling the shots are the people that benefit the most, and usually the only people that benefit. So I'm just saying this because it's essential that people understand. My opinion is the worst place to have any money is in the bank, and right after that, I'm talking like the credit union and these things, 401ks, IRAs, stock market. Why? Because that stuff isn't real. Like they say in the movie Wall Street, or not Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street, it's a fugazi, it's fake. It is. And the people pushing it, some of the people pushing it, are the people buying real assets. And the people on the top that own all the stuff that's being invested in, I say that lightly, own the assets, own all the stuff. They don't care. That's why raising taxes doesn't matter to them. Raising income taxes doesn't matter to them. That's not how they make a living. That's not how they get it. That's not how they get ahead. They have nothing to do with that. They're beyond that. They're on the outside watching this game. Just like you're watching people play Monopoly. You're not involved in it. You're just on the outside. You're above it and beyond it. You're something else. So you can't touch me. If these people are playing Monopoly, you can't touch me in Monopoly. You can't touch me. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. And that's how it is for politicians, for the wealthy, the rich, the people calling the shots, that kind of stuff. So I'm just saying this just to say, as always, I say be prepared. Make sure you have assets, gold, silver. Make sure you have food, water access, that kind of stuff. You got a community. And whatever else you need to do. Just look into it. Think about it. Learn about it. Maybe watch one less show that doesn't really make a difference and give that half an hour to something else where you're going to learn a little bit about this to better yourself and your family and your situation. That's all I got for you. But anyways, I thank you for watching. If you like this, like, share, subscribe. And as always, stay vigilant. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect your wealth.